Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early May 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the beautiful Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio here in early May? It is Taurus season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you queen into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio. What is happening? What's the vibe? Let's get this going. And yeah, I'm using a new Oracle deck. I used it in your most recent bonus reading. But I figured I had good results. I want to keep this running. So we're using the Alice in Wonderland Oracle, which is beautiful in my opinion. Some people are a little creeped out by the imagery, but I like it. I'm sure most of you will too. But this is what we got leading us off here this week. Follow the White Rabbit. To me, this is very much like investigative type of energy. There's something here about like hints and clues and signs. That's initially what's jumping out to me here. But I feel like there's going to be more underneath the surface, obviously, when we get a card that says follow the White Rabbit. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. Now, first and foremost, for some Scorpios, if you've recently seen or do see like a rabbit out of nowhere, like if you don't own one and you just see one out on the street or in a field, that could be a very good omen for you. And that's a message that just came through real quick. But aside from that, when I see this card, I already mentioned, it feels investigative. Because what do we do when we follow the White Rabbit? We're about to go on an adventure. We're going on a journey. When Alice follows the White Rabbit, there's a lot of things that she encounters and there's a lot of information that she gains. So for some Scorpios, yeah, maybe you are about to set off on some sort of journey. That would be a good thing. But there's something here that's searching. So whether it's something within a situation, whether you're searching for knowledge, whether you're trying to make something make sense, make it make sense, or try to find some logic here. There's also hints and clues. So when I see this card, watch out for signs and synchronicities from the universe or spirit guides, because there's subtle communication here, if that makes sense. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say this first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What do we have in early May? While we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about the most recent reading. So last week, the reading was titled An Unexpected Win. Beautiful. And I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes. So whether it's monetary, whether it's business, whether it's personal relationships, even if it hasn't come in yet, I know and feel deep in my bones for a lot of Scorpios, the vast majority, that there's just going to be something that pops up, and when it happens, it's like, all right, that legitimately caught me off guard, but I'm not mad at it. I did do a bonus reading for Scorpio a few days ago, and that was titled An Explosive Message. Now, that was really tied to communication, to talking. So whether it's conversations that got a little wild, someone that pops in out of nowhere, like it just seemed like an energy where communication was heavy in it. So hopefully you haven't been part of any communications that have gone sideways, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Scorpio gang. What's happening? Let's get these cards going. All right, King of Swords. That is a no BS type of energy there, my friends. King of Swords. I like it. I mean, it's stern, but sometimes it could be a little too stern. We're just going to have to see how all the cards surround it. Let's get a couple more. I mean, you're not getting one by this King of Swords energy, that's for sure. Okay, lots of people. So we have the King of Pentacles here in the center. So we have the double kings. Big themes of control so far. Let's get one more. What we have here for Scorpio? And I feel like that showed up in your bonus reading. I was getting a lot of court cards, and it's showing up again. On the back end, we have the beautiful High Priestess, very subtle, and I feel like that ties into that White Rabbit Oracle card. So we're going to place her down there. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first because that informs us about different things, areas of life, how the energy is moving. We have air, we have earth, we have water. So we have a nice, pretty even mixture here of like a little bit of everything. So this could be different situations popping up. These could be different people popping up. Notice even with the High Priestess, it's like all people, all people. So if you're an energetically sensitive individual, just know like those that could be heightened in this time for sure, because I'm just getting so many people. There are undertones of control with the double kings. There's unexpected, surprising energy, mysterious energy with this High Priestess on the back end. But let's go through piece by piece and really build it out. So position number one, we're starting with the King of Swords, big air sign type of energy there. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, if you're not connected to one of those, this could easily be an energy that you are about to step into. Now, what are some of the things I think of with the King of Swords? Extremely intelligent, smart, logical. So this could be spirit saying like, hey, whatever it is you're dealing with, maybe use some logic. This is a very strategic type of energy too. So whether it's like plans that you need to make, whether it's somebody else that has a little plan up their sleeve. When I see the King of Swords, I'm like, okay, nothing is by accident here. With this, like this energy is like structured. This energy knows what it's doing. So we definitely need to look into this further. It's very cunning. That's one thing I could say about the King of Swords. Now, what might be a challenge of this? This card can be very stern, very serious, and quite mean. So just know in this time, like you might just speak your piece, speak the truth. It could hurt some feelings here with the King of Swords. That's like the downside to him. Sometimes he's also trimming things away. But it could be a little heavy-handed with that. And I always say with the King of Swords and Queen of Swords, yeah, they'll tell you the truth. They'll speak it like it is. But this energy can be very serious. So Spirit often shows that when there's either something you need to take seriously or something that is serious to you. Moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles. Similar, but a different taste, right? So the King of Pentacles is earth energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I mentioned it with the King of Swords that they all have undertones of control. They control their suit. So this is like control of the mind, control of the mind space. This is control of like the physical world, the assets, right? Like the King of Pentacles is all about that money, money, money. So we're talking about career. We're talking about business. We're talking about our savings and our finances. It could also represent the home. Now, if you're not connected to an earth sign and this King of Pentacles is here, I always say it's like very sturdy and abundant. Like this is an energy, it seems like it has everything under control. So when I see the King of Swords and King of Pentacles, it's like, okay, I have control of this situation. Even if it doesn't seem like it, even if it doesn't feel like it, it's like I'm really driving this ship. That's a vibe. Now, what can we also call a challenge with this King of Pentacles? Be very, very stubborn. It could be an energy that's very, very grounded. To me, it's one of two things in the challenge. Either it's something that's completely unpredictable, that like completely bucks the norm, or this is a card where it's just stubborn, it's set. It's like, no, this is what it is. I will not change. I will not bend. I will not budge. I will not break. So like there's this really strong, determined energy here up front that we want to look at for sure. Because the King of Pentacles, although abundant, can sometimes be problematic. Okay, now moving to the back end, total opposite of what we have going on here. Whereas we have these kings, control, watch out for ego battles with people around you too. Because there could be people that are like, oh, I'm puffing out my chest, my ego's bigger. Just watch out for stuff like that. But the High Priestess, soft, subtle. There's not a lot of bravado with this energy. And I link her to Pisces. I also link her to all the water signs. So Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, we could give it to any of them. So this could be a power card for Scorpio in my style, in my opinion. But she is the goddess. She is the High Priestess, very similar to the Empress. When I see her, she's tarot and intuitive and deep emotional feelings and intuitive feelings. That's what I've been saying, especially with all the people. Like if you're a tapped in type of person, your gut could be trying to tell you something when the High Priestess is here. even if you can't quite discern it, where it's like, oh, I'm feeling something, I just can't quite put my finger on it. And the reason that might be is because although she knows and feels a lot, she is very secretive, right? So when I see the High Priestess, I think of secrets, I think of the unknown, the unexpected, the surprising, things that aren't shown to us just yet. So we most definitely want to watch out for it, because that's part of her challenge too, is there's a lot of depth, there's a lot of subtlety, and there's a lot of soft energy with her, but she's not speaking, she's not talking. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to, this is where I jump in and go intuitive, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that King of Swords. Let's see what he has. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. So let's see what the King of Swords has. Where's the King of Swords here, my good friends? Oh, okay. Mind over matter. Mind over matter. Okay. Eight of Swords in reverse underneath the King of Swords. It's like, I could think my way out of this. I could plan my way out of this. Eight of Swords in the upright feels very anxious and stressed, and it's ruminating, and it's just an energy that's looping and looping and looping. It's very wound tight. So the fact that it's in reverse, to me, under the King of Swords, it's like, nah, man, I got this. I got this. So for some Scorpios, and I'm not trying to minimize any things you might be going through. For some of you, life might be cool. You might be in this place at default, right? King of Swords, Eight of Swords in reverse, where it's like mind over matter. That's the mindset I pick up here, where it's like, I could think my way out of this. It's all about how I view things. It's all about my mindset. So for some Scorpios, that could be very important for you right now. Even if you're not practicing those types of things currently, this is Spirit telling you, like, listen, Scorpio, you could really use that brain power to just shift your perception, shift your view, and frame things a little bit differently. Now, the Eight of Swords in reverse is very liberating to me. Okay, it's an energy where it's like free, no more problems. So when I see the King of Swords, Eight of Swords in reverse, it's like I mentioned, either it's an energy where it's like mind over matter, I got this, or whatever situation, problem, or anything you might be going through, you can think your way out of it. And it could also be someone that has a plan. Like, remember I said it in the beginning with the King of Swords, Eight of Swords in reverse, this isn't an energy that does things accidentally. This isn't an energy that just wings it. This is an energy that has something up its sleeve. Okay, and not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like doing things purposefully, like it's all part of a plan. So again, whether that's you, whether it's somebody else, I'm seeing the strategy here. I'm seeing the planning. Let's go in on the King of Pentacles. See what he shows us. Really want to get over to that High Priestess too, especially since her energy seems shrouded. So why is the King of Pentacles here? Thank you. Queen of Swords. Again, like there's just so much structure here in the front end of this reading, but sometimes a little too much structure doesn't leave a lot of room to grow. The Queen of Swords, so many similar archetypes to the King of Swords. So pretty much she is him, but the internal aspects of it. So when I see her underneath the King of Pentacles, it's like, oh no, I'm stone cold serious about this. Like this is an energy that doesn't feel soft anymore for whatever reason. So whether that's you and your feelings and emotions towards somebody else, or their feelings towards you, when I see the King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, it's like, I am a rock, I am a stone. So again, we have like this mind over matter, nothing can budge me. There's like a lot of determined type of energy here as well. But I have to point it out again. I only pull a 6-card spread. 3 of the cards out of 5 are court cards, they're people. Okay, so just know you might be influenced by those energetic touches of people. You might be more popular than you normally are. That could be part of it too. You might have a lot of energies coming your way, even if you don't realize it. To me, it feels like a boomerang, so to speak. So it's like this energy's coming in, that one's coming in. It's like I'm magnetically pulling their energy to me. So it's like, here it comes, here they come type of energy as well. So it's like, I will let this energy come to me. It's like, I'm immovable. I will not budge. My mind is set. So again, I'm not going to comment on whether that works for your situation or not, but to me, it's an energy that doesn't feel soft, and it's set in its ways. So we're just going to keep moving. I mean, Queen of Swords is not a bad card. These aren't bad cards. That's one thing I do want to mention. For some of you, this could be a thought that's planted in your head too. If we're going to add an extra little message here, when I see the King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, it's like a thought that's in my mind, and I always think about it like it's there. Even if I don't want it there, it's there in my mind. Let's go to the High Priestess. Let's see what's up with this. So why is she here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So, I mean, just like every Scorpio reading, there's layers on layers on layers, right? There's a lot of ways this could go. But something or someone is projecting a lot of strength here in the front end. But it's, I don't want to say it's not true because I feel like it is to a point. But I have strength in reverse underneath this High Priestess. It's not easy. It is not easy. Okay, when I see the strength card in reverse, to me, that's an energy of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's an energy that's kind of like a setback or caving in some sort of way. So it's like on this front end, we have this energy that's projecting all this firmness and this strength and like, I got this, I got everything under control. But on the inside, the more subtler emotional energy, it's not, and that's okay, right? Like it. But this energy, I also feel it could be like a problem or a situation that pops up out of nowhere too. Like that's the vibe. Like, because remember, she's mysterious. So it's like, all right, everything all at once. So like this energy is very structured, very set. And then boom, something happens and it's like a domino effect. So it could be a problem or a situation out of nowhere and it could cause a domino effect. I mean, this energy could stand up against it. Like Scorpio, we're going in so many different directions now. And this is just from a 6-card spread. Now, if you're not connected to Leo, strength in the upright's good. It's strength of character. It's inner strength. In reverse, you see what I mean? It's like I'm regressing. I'm taking a step back. And that's okay. Listen, we're all human. We all have weaknesses, even if we don't like to admit it. And, you know, I'm part of Scorpio gang myself. We do like to project a tough outer shell. I mean, we don't purposely do it. We just do, right? That's just part of Scorpio placements. We always project a certain level of strength. But I mean, we're human, right? So again, if there are situations or problems that pop up unexpectedly or out of nowhere, that's okay. That's okay. And you're allowed to not be strong for a minute. That's how it feels to me. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So this got really deep, especially on the back end. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, and especially here in the front, there's just this strong projection of strength. Nothing's wrong. We have the King of Swords, 8 of Swords in reverse. It does have that mind over matter. So if you are dealing with things, if things are popping up like we saw here on the back end, you might be of the mindset where it's like, all right, I could think myself out of this. If I just keep my mind right, everything else will fall into place. It's also very strategic and plan-based. So I see somebody strategizing and planning something. So whether it's you or someone else. Moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords in the upright. So again, this is what it is. I'm set. I'm not budging. I'm not moving. It's an energy that is set in place, but I also feel this magnetism of pulling people in. Okay, so whether it's people you want to see, whether it's people you don't, it's like, I'm here. If you want to be here, this is where I'll be. It's giving me that kind of vibe where it's like attracting energy in as opposed to pursuing. Moving to the back end, we have the High Priestess, the mystery with strength in reverse. So all this strength, not saying it means nothing, but deep down on the inside, it's more difficult, right? Or than people might realize, right? This is the soft human feelings and emotions that we all have, right? Everyone knows Scorpio feels things extremely intensely. So if there are unexpected, surprising problems or situations that pop up out of nowhere, it's okay. You don't have to be strong 24/7. Okay? It's okay. Nobody is strong all the time. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio, please. And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? Thank you. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so you got a very positive shadow card, and we'll go over the good and we'll go over the rough, of course. But when I see this pop out, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune, to me, that's the good luck charm, right? It's like a lucky charm. It's a 4-leaf clover. So that does tell me like, all right, yeah, no, energy's good. Luck could take a swing for you. And we did see it with the weekly reading, and even in like the monthly bonus that like, listen, even if there's some choppy waters within the weekly reading, there's still great energy coming in. So that's something to really look forward to. But the Wheel of Fortune can also represent cycles. It could be karmic. It could be an energy that's very rapid and quick. So when we see this in the shadows, it could represent something that's shifting and changing like so fast and so intensely that it feels uncomfortable, right? And everyone knows Scorpio is a fixed sign. We could deal with change, of course, but sometimes it's a little too much and it makes us feel cornered or just makes us very unsure. And when I see the Wheel of Fortune in the shadows, it's like the energy's up in the air, the energy's up in the air, and I don't like it. So keep that in mind. That could be part of whatever situations you're going through where it might not be set in stone just yet, but I think that's okay. I really do. So we're going to leave it at that, Scorpio. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You could go check out my digital calendar for availability. But for the May subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most beautiful new decks out there, the Stained Glass Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which one is your favorite? Not your sign. Which one do you work best with? Which flows with your energy? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.